Let's do this.
Welcome back, family. It is Monday, almost the end of the month for May. Oh my goodness. And we have another cover price top 20. It's a hot list, but the runners up gives us another 10. It's top 20 books to look at. And let's check out the comments right off the bat. We've got Robert Monroe already checking in. Good evening, Rich, and my fellow coconuts. Hey, I wonder what surprises are in the top 20 this week. Maybe a week with no X-Men or Spider-Man books. You got to get your wish on one of the two. CovrPrice actually checked in, only half X-Men. Then I commented afterwards saying that half the top 10, but only 30% if you include the runners up. So that's decent with considering we just came up with the end of the X-Men 97 season 1, the finale. So yeah, and I say this every week, guys. I'm not saying this because CovrPrice is here, and I really appreciate them checking in, which is cool. But if you do not agree with something on this list, don't hold CovrPrice accountable. They're only reporting quantity of sales, prices going up, how hot the industry is for everything. They're only reporting what we're doing, okay, what we're paying for them. So if you think that one of the prices on here is ridiculous, which I'll tell you right now, there's one on here that I think is ridiculous. And I'm glad it is because I own one, but still, I think it's ridiculous and it needs to come back down. It's not CovrPrice's fault. We're the ones paying for it. We're the ones that are buying it at that price. Maybe not you and me personally, but the comic book industry. So if you want somebody to blame, it's us, not them. All right. So let's jump right into this list. Okay. Maywad number 1. How's it going, dude? Good evening. I saw you over in Rob's Fast Stacks chat over there. Doesn't he have a good show? All right, so let's get going into this. Coming in at number 20, and I'm surprised it's this low because it's still so highly talked about. We talk about it in the store and everything. The Blood Hunt Red Band Edition, the 1 in 25 homage of Crime Suspense Stories number 22, but this one has Thor's head being carried. And this is such a iconic Crime Suspense Stories book that it has been homaged a lot. But this one now, raws are over $200 now, man. 287 is the last raw sale in a near mint, and I see 9.8s are pre-selling for as much as $600. Now, Tiago, hey family, what's up? Well, how's Brazil doing? Hopefully, you guys are doing a little cooler than we are because we're starting to heat up here in Atlanta. I know you guys are 2 seasons difference. So I don't know if to get this, stores had to order 25 of the Red Band regulars, or if any 25 number ones entitled to them getting a copy of this. If they had to order 25 of the Red Band to get 1 in 25 Red Band, then this becomes a lot more scarce. And I don't know if this is going to come down, man. I really don't know. Today was the first day that was kind of cold. I'm tired of this insane heat. Yeah, well, we're just starting to feel it. So when you're sick of the cold, I'll be sick of the heat, and we'll swap it. I don't know if this is ever going to really come down. It's a great cover. Okay, this might be like another one of those pop. Is it pop cola or pop whatever the heck it is? There are certain covers that just become iconic. This might be one of them, and I wouldn't go spend $300 on a raw. I wouldn't spend $500-$600 on 9.8, which means I'll probably never have a chance to own it. I see, yeah, Larry. I hope so because I wouldn't mind owning one. It's a great cover, but again, I don't know if they had to order 25 of the Red Band. If stores had to order 25 of just the Red Band to get one of the 1 in 25 Red Bands, then it becomes a lot tougher to get. A lot of stores might not have bought 25 of the Red Band versions to get one. So it might be pretty rare. I don't know. This is a tough one to call. Coming number 19, Doom? Really? The original cover is iconic. Absolutely. Yes, yeah. No, I would love to have that Crime Suspense Stories. It's a great, great cover. It has been homaged before, and it's very well done. I believe it has a distress cover look too, which works. But Doom just came out last week. I don't get this. I'm sorry. This is the 1 in 100 Virgin Adi Granov, and sales of this are at $180. It's a 1 in 100. This is definitely going to come down. Um, just the regular one is going for 16. I can't see this, man. Yeah, I got again, no disrespect to the artwork at all. It's gorgeous. It is. You can, see depth of his face behind the mask, everything. It's beautiful. But $180 on a ratio book from today's day and age, uh I mean, and we were just talking about a 1 in 25 going for 280. So what do I know? Um me personally, I'd have to pass. I think this one's gonna come down, but wait till you see what's later on this list. You're not gonna believe it. All right, so next up, 18, we've got X Factor, number 6, the first full appearance of Apocalypse. This one just makes me shake my head. This one is shooting up. Somebody just paid 450 for a 9.8 when this has been very consistently selling for the $300 mark. And that has caused this to spike a little bit. Did anybody not think we were going to get Apocalypse? We all knew. We actually had Apocalypse earlier on, in X-Men, the animated series. We knew Apocalypse would come. He's too iconic a character. It's like making a Batman series for years and not having the Joker, for crying out loud. So since we got Apocalypse in the finale, sorry, spoiler, then now this book is going to spike? No, it's still worth the same amount as it was. We knew he was coming. This is not some great revelation to us. And this is not a misprint because I looked to see if this could have been the newsstand. The newsstand sells for like 800. So if it's a misprint, then somebody got a bargain instead. But don't spend $450 on this book. It's a great book to have, but just wait a couple of weeks for the hype to disappear, and it'll be back down to 300. And then go get yourself a nice copy. Take advantage of the market. The market will correct it back down again. Oh, thank you so much, Iago. I appreciate that. And we already had Apocalypse in live action. No, we don't. We don't talk about that movie. We don't talk about that. No, we don't talk about Bruno, man. So, um, yeah, we actually got two apocalypses at the end there, if you think about it. All right, number 17 on the list. We have Spider Woman, number 7. This is that first team appearance of the Assembly, Titan, Cadet, Marvel, Moonsquire, Liberty, and Hellrune. Now, a couple of weeks ago, this hit the list and it was selling for $30, $31. And I said, do not do this. We don't even know what the heck the team is going to be, if anybody's going to care. Well, now books are selling $10. $10. Last sale near mint 9.6 to 10.0, $10. That last sale 9.0 to 9.4, $10. So I said it. This book is going to drop like a stone, and it did. It's going to continue. This book is going to come right back down. I think it's going to hold around 7. There'll be more than cover price because it just became hype. But don't go spending 30, 20, 15. If you can get it under 10, you're better off. Came back down to earth. Visions is in the house, everybody. This is where I buy my comics. See you guys on Wednesday. Yeah. And if you're in Northwest Georgia, yeah, Northwest, you know what? If you're in the Southeast, make the trip. Go to Rockmart, Georgia, and check out Vision's games and comics. They don't just have comics there; they've got games. Dang, if you're a gamer, you got to check out the store. If you just want dice, they got a whole showcase of just dice, every type that you could possibly imagine. And I know people that would actually go there just to check out all the dice. So anyway, yeah, Spider Woman, it's come down. I don't see this ever going back up again. I don't think the team is going to be anything. I mean, we're constantly getting new characters, new teams, then they just go the way of the dodo. 16, we have okay. Yeah. What are we doing, guys? Mad Max, Fury Road, Furiosa. Well, Furiosa is coming out this week. So now everybody's going back and buying the 2015 book that was in dollar bins. Okay. 2020, a near mint copy was the last time a near mint 9.6 to 10 sold for $1. Now, $20 for a raw, 145 for a 9.8. All right. Now, let me ask a question, guys. Now, let's be honest. If the movie is fantastic, if it's great, if it's Avatar, if it's Shawshank Redemption, if it's Godzilla minus one, 3 months after the movie is done, this book will tank. I mean, it's going to go down in value. That's just the history of every book for every movie that has been out. I don't think it's going to be of that caliber. I'm not saying it's going to be a bad movie, but even then, this book is going to return down to its normal value. The first appearance of the evolutionary has gone down in value. This is a Silver Age major character. Please don't spend $20 on this book. Please don't. All right, 2019, 18, 17, 16. Number 15 on the list. An interesting one here. We have Avengers number 64 from 1969. Don't often see a Silver Age book on this list. It's cool. It's the first appearance of Barney Barton. That is Clint's older brother, and he is the villain known as Trickshot. And from what I can gather, if that they may be developing a second season of Hawkeye, and he may be the bad guy. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes. And we got it's the law of FOMO, Hawker's Hall. Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to bring myself up to full size because I want you to see expression on my face. I have multiple boxes of comic books of me falling to FOMO. Okay. And the one great thing that I can take out of it, out of all the money that I've lost doing that kind of stuff, is that I am the perfect poster child to warn everybody else not to do it. So if my stupidity can help somebody else learn a lesson not to allow history to repeat itself, then it was worth it. Kind of. It'd be nice if I got reimbursed, but that's not going to happen. Back to the list. Okay. So, 9.6 sold for 312, 9.4 for 275. Now, these are back in April and March. So, this would be pre rumors. Near mint copies 9094 in a raw sold for 38 and very fine 27. Tito the aliens checking in, and I'm trying to see if I can grow one. What the heck? I want to look cool like Greg. uh wow, a 9094 in a raw on this book. But I would with that black cover like that, if I could find a raw for $40 in a 9.0 or higher condition, yeah, I would spend that if even if it wasn't for first appearance of Barton on that one. I just think it's cool to get Silver Age in high grade. I never liked the Mighty Avengers, by the way. Just the Avengers was cool, and they had to throw that. You know. Anyway, Barney Barton. Another proof that came from the '60s. Nobody names their kid Barney. So I think that if you're going to find graded copies, 9.4, 9.6, they're going to be higher than this because this is predating the rumors. But if near mint raws are selling for 38s, grading, keep an eye out. I mean, if you can get one, I don't think it's a terrible investment. Even if it doesn't pan out for season 2, it's still a Silver Age Avengers book for over 9.0, which with a black cover, that's not really a bad investment. Next on the list, we've got another one of the Doom books, the Maria Wolf 1 in 25. Now, this one's kind of an aberration, and I don't like the cover. A lot of work went into it. I'm not a fan. I don't like his face. Beats most of the work done by Arthur Adams, but it's just not my style. Yeah. Or we could just be blunt and say ugly. Okay, so By the way, I hope you're talking about Doom there and not about Rich and his badass beard. I got the Maria Wolf. I am a fan. So you got the 1 in 25. Now, this is odd, and we'll be able to cover it more later. The 1 in 25 last sale for $29. So it's almost at ratio. Highest roll was at 40. Now, I know there's a few covers here. That's it. It's not like there's 100 covers. So people had to buy 25 of these. I think the Adi Granoff probably sold a lot. That's just a really cool, badass cover. I'm not a I don't know if I like the Hildebrand. Yeah, no, I don't like the Hildebrand. Sorry about that. I had to go and check it out real quick. And again, to see that, and I'll talk more about this in a little bit, but I don't think if it's only selling for 29, it's already on its way down to 15. Hi Kenneth, how's it going, bud? All right, let's move on to the next one. We've got there's the Adi Granoff. So here's what's interesting. If you see that the last recorded sale of the Adi Granoff is now today $18. It's almost the same price for the raw cover B as it is for the 1 in 25. The numbers just don't add up. Either the 1 in 25 has got to go up or this has got to come down. And we haven't even talked about the cover A yet. I think that's an homage to the old Marvel cards. The which one? The Adi Granoff or one of the other cards? Ones I was looking at. Not sure which. I think this is probably $10. I think is about where this is going to settle. I don't think 16, 18 is where it's going to hold. And like I said, when we get down further in the list, you'll understand why. Oh, the Hildebrand. Gotcha. I don't like the old cards either. We got the Wolverine Silver Foil Enhanced cover from 1999, issue number 145. Wolverton. That's the new British series, special on BBC. Wolverton. You'll find it right after Bridgerton. Wolverine's skeleton is bonded with adamantium once again. And you know this is going to happen at some point in the series. So I think that's why people are jumping on this. But like this book came out in 99. They were printing these things like as fast as the printer could go. $17 for a raw, 170 for a 9.8. Highest known value. Somebody paid $4.95 for a 9.4. Wow. I feel sorry for that person. I really do. Anyway, 9.8s, and that's back in March. So the 9.6 sold for 105 in May. 9.4 sold for 94 and 518. $17 for a raw. Okay, here 9.0 to 9.4. $23 for on 517. I don't see this holding value. It's like if somebody changes their costume and then changes it back. Is that really that great? There's a gold foil second print. I think I'd rather have the silver to look more like his claws. I don't think it would, but it look good in gold. Oh, okay. So the gold foil is a lower print run. Let's take a quick look at that one. I see raws going for 92. Yeah. What's a 9.8 of that going for? 580. Yeah, that sounds more like it. Good call there, Larry. Good call. Um, but honestly, I don't like the look of the gold one because I think his clothes need to be silver or chrome, actually. Wow. Wow. What do you mean? Wow. What happened? You just realized you had like 8 of them in the back room, right? Yeah, they'll be in the store up on the shelf right in front of me when I go there on Wednesday. um, yeah, see, now this cover looks better towards what his claws are supposed to be if this stupid computer actually loads up. Come on. There we go. That's what his clothes are supposed to look like. That's silver, not gold, chrome. If there was a version like that, I think it would look better. And that's a newsstand. So on a newsstand, they knew what it was. Yeah, I don't think this is going to hold value. It's going to spike again when they actually do it in the animated series. But I think between now and then, it's going to go down. Then it'll spike up. Then it'll go down. Long term, down, down. So it's the rarity that pumps that. Well, yeah, I get it, and we're going to see a real rare one coming up on this list. I guarantee that. 13, 12, number 11. Speaking of which, Larry with the lead in. Perfect. Venom, animation, separation, anxiety, the Gerardo. The Sandoval Gold 1 in 200. All right, Raws are selling, highest Raw, 428. Last sale, and that was the last sale, 428, and that was 2 days ago. Okay, normally I would say, heck no, but this is a 1 in 200. Means for a store to get one, they had to buy 200 copies of Venom Separation Anxiety. And don't get me wrong, I got a copy of Separation Anxiety in this week's giveaway for New Comic Book Day. How many copies were there? For a new Venom series, that's not a lot of variety there. So let's just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 that are not no, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 5 different copies that are not ratio or limited books. So you're looking at buying 40 of each book. Your average store is not going to sell 40 of each of these books. And unless they had somebody say, look, you get that golden, I'll give you X amount of money to make it wild, they probably were not going to order them. We're living in an age right now where stores that are existing, especially for a while, are getting too much inventory. Every store, okay? Every store is getting too much inventory. They're buying books. Now, even if they sell 90% of the books that they stock for New Comic Book Day, that means 10% of the books go into the back issue bins. And you can do that week after week after week after week. You're adding thousands and thousands and thousands of books to your inventory. At some point, space is you know, it's not a commodity. It's an asset. Okay, time is an asset. It's a cost you have to factor into your business. If you have 400,000 square feet of comic books and a 300,000 square feet store, granted that I'm talking about Costco size. So you know what I'm saying, 40,000 square feet of comic books and a 30,000 square foot store, you're either putting them in your house, putting them in the storage bin, trying to blow them out in some kind of a massive sale. It's a lot of work to try to go through all those books and keep them always in order. Stores are right now getting to the point where, like, look, I really don't. A lot of times these ratios don't sell for what I counted on them selling for. So I'm going to order when I know I'm going to sell, especially with pull lists now. I know that half my customers are going to tell me they want it. The other ones are walk-ins, and are they going to buy it? You got to do a lot of speculating, but they're trying to keep that overflow of books that go into their back issue bins uh, um, lowered down a little bit. Plus, the way the inflation is, a lot more people are coming into stores selling their collections. So they have to have room to put those collections out for sale. It's not that easy to run a store. That being said, if it's a great story and everybody loves it, $400 might not be that crazy a price for this thing. I'm not buying it, but I can actually see that going up over time. Only huge stores can sell that kind of quantity. Stores like Midtown Comics or Forbidden Planet, New York City, especially if they have mail accounts. Absolutely, absolutely. You know what? Because not only that, but you get something like Comic Tom, and they make boxes for everybody. They can shove anything they want. They're like, oh, I got to make 200 boxes that's to ship out this week. Drop everybody a copy of Venom Separation Anxiety. I get the 1 in 200. I've satisfied my customers with books that I just didn't care about. and then they get the that kind of ratio variant. Someone well, I think Comic Tom does like almost 1,000 boxes every single month or bags or however whatever for he's got a lot of people that go on and buy the books from him. So he could go buy 1,000 copies of this, have five of the going in 200s, and he's using those books to satisfy your mystery books in your boxes thing. So I can't, we as a common consumer can't compete with that. The small stores that we love going to can't compete with that. But for your diehard Venom fans, there are gonna be people out there that are gonna keep this price up. So I'm doing a lot of talking here, and the one thing I definitely want to say is I want to thank Patreon and YouTube members. Love you guys. You're always supporting the channel. You're always here. Love our get-togethers because you give. Not only do we get a chance to talk about stuff and get some comic books out to you guys, but we get to talk. And right now, I'm staring at myself on the screen. I get to see you guys on the screen. We get to talk like we're hanging out at the store, and that means a lot to me. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys. Here's a little video telling everybody who they are. Would you like to be one? See your name on it? Join. Stick around. We're gonna get to the top 10 right after this. I like the opening theme that Greg picked, but I really like that song. I'm sitting here like dancing to it and everything. Then Brandon's coming to me like, hey, welcome back, everybody. And meanwhile, is also saying yes. All right, so let's jump into the top 10. And we're going to start right off the bat with speculation for a book that hasn't even been out yet. The 1 in 25 crime suspense stories homage of Blood Hunt #2. So, and after number one, I'm pretty sure that stores have upped the quantity that they ordered on this so they can make sure they got this in their store. Pre-sales of this are selling for around $300 for the raws, which actually make it higher than issue number one. So if number one selling for 275, number two, now that people know it's hot, there'll be more of them. This book is not going to do as well. So if you got your choice between 275 for number one or 300 for number two, don't. The number one has a better chance of holding value than this does. I like how much EC Comics is getting. Oh, absolutely. And it's almost like a if you ever look at the old EC books pre-code horror, it's like there's so many graded copies, and if it's a 3.0, it's $300. Doesn't matter what unless it's a key issue, it's 3.0, $300. Sometimes I'm like, oh, look, one for only 295. Bid. No, they went higher. So, and they're slowly creeping up, so it's getting harder and harder to get those. But this is not going to be $300 now that the cat is out of the bag before it's even ordered. This is definitely not going to hold value. Number one might, this won't. Coming in number 9, Strange Academy Blood Hunt #1 Duali variant, which shows it's the first appearance of Pia and the first cover appearance of the Darkhold in human form. Yeah, that one. Nice close look at it. So, yeah, I picked up a copy of that. I think I talked about that also during my final order cutoff. Books of interest. So, $15, highest raw value for 25. Two things. One, if this character becomes something important. Two, if this character remains in the Marvel Comics after this Blood Hunt is over. If the special event ends and this character ends, so does the value. The character carries on, and a lot of stuff is tied to the Darkhold, so they might. this book actually could go up, and which it wouldn't be the first time that a Strange Academy book has gone up and stayed up. Uh, cool. Okay. So $15 might not be terrible, but you might get lucky and find it in a store for less or even cover price if you can find back issues. I don't know if I'd go for 15 on this. Not until I found out that the character is being sustained after um, the series is over. Otherwise, it's doing the same thing as Spider Woman number 7. Coming in number 8, right? That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes. Uh, yeah. This is a major spoiler here, and also strong speculation towards season 2. X-Men 185, direct edition from 2006. Some outlets call this 2004. I don't know which. All I know is that's the cover if you're looking for it. And if you're sorry, guys, somebody put it in the chat that I haven't put the books up yet. All right. You saw the finale and you saw the post-credit scene. I think, yeah, it was a post-credit scene. Apocalypse picking up, going to Genosha, going to that crater, the impact crater where Rogue said to Remy, "I can't feel you," after he was gone. Apocalypse picks up the Queen of Hearts card that he still had, and we know that this is what's coming. That he's going to be. A lot of people thought, he's going to be brought back through. What do you call it? Time travel. No, he's going to be brought back through resurrection. Gambit becomes one of the uh, horsemen for him. He becomes Death, and that's Gambit as Death with Rogue there on the cover. And that's a moment that we're all going to be very upset over when it happens in season 2. And I think it's a foregone conclusion. This is coming and this is going to happen. Now, that being said, I would love to have this cover, but prices are down a little bit. Okay. Now these are sales from yesterday. So it's already after the finale. $21 for a near mint 9.0. $18 for a very fine. Now I see near mint 9.6 to 10.0 in 2022 were $1. So this is definitely a book that has shot up because of what's going on in X-Men 97. So expect it to drop down a little bit in the off season. There are no slabbed copies. What that tells me is that this book was so highly printed, it's so not valuable that it wasn't even worth getting slabbed. There are a bunch going out there getting slabbed right now. I guarantee it. Sales data on the Raws. Let's see what they were selling for 2 weeks ago. $4.99, $4.20, $4, $3, $2.75, $4.24, $4.99. Yeah, these were just average price, cover price books. Then as soon as that episode hit, 25, 22, 25, 28, 30. So they shot up because of the finale, which means once that hype has died down, so will the price. So wait 2 months. I'm going to get myself a copy of this in 2 months. When I go to get myself a copy, I'll notify you guys as well. I'll do that. I'll make sure that is in that month's Remember Me video, and we'll all go shopping together and get ourselves some copy at a decent price. I really do want to have that cover because I got a feeling they're going to have exactly that picture in or something very close to that in the episode. They're very good in the X-Men 97 are taking a specific scene in from the comic books and transferring it to the animation. So I expect to see that exactly what I'm looking at, or as a very close representation in the X-Men. And I'm gonna feel so bad. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We do have a Spider-Man book, but it's Spider-Man Noir. So it's not the Ultimate Spider-Man or any of those other Spider-Man. That's the difference there. Sorry, Robert. I forgot about that when I said it. Spider-Man Noir from 2009. And this is a perpetually higher price book. Highest known in a 9.8 was 780 back in 2020, but now they're selling for about 500. Here's on 518 and 500, 9.6, 325. High grade raws, 201 for a 9.0 to 9.4. So this is a book that is up here for not just currently because it's on the hot list, but it hasn't gone from 50 to 500. And maybe it went from 480 to 500. And from what I remember, I do remember hearing that they are going to be making an animated series with this, and Nicolas Cage will be doing the voice, and I'm looking forward to that. Um, I don't know that this book will come down a ton, so we might be looking at this price for a while, especially with all that black and getting a 9.8. Yeah, you're gonna. I don't know what the back cover looks like, but that might be a big candidate for a lot of color rub. Um, yeah, I do like that book though. I really do. So, and there is a newsstand version of that too. In the newsstand version, wait for it. 9.8 goes for almost 1,000. 9.6s are selling for 500. Raws are selling for 375 with no grade listed. So if you get if you see that newsstand somewhere at a garage sale, grab it. Any grade, grab it. But this is a book that is pretty much at its value, so that's not terrible. All right, coming in number 6, my favorite artist, sarcasm. The Godzilla 70th anniversary, which I did get the cover A, but this is the 1 in 50 retailer incentive by Arthur Adams. Now, honestly, I'm not a fan for Arthur Adams, but that looks pretty good. Maybe that's what he needs to do is draw monsters and not people. But I mean, just the proportions of the eyes and the face. Well, it's also a profile. Um, I like how the fingers are webbed, showing that he's more of a sea creature. The fins look a bit small, but it's a good cover. All right, so what are we looking at here? $300 for a raw. That was on May 19th. Then that's odd. It says the last sale. Oh, that's for a near mint. Okay, and the near mint 9.6, 250. So you're looking for $250 to $300 for a 1 in 50 of the Godzilla. Now, here's the thing. The Godzilla, again, you had to buy 50 copies to get this book. The Godzilla cover A, it's a one shot. And if I'm not mistaken, this was like $6.99. It was up there. No, it was higher than $6.99, I think. It just came out last week. I should have it here in my books, unless I left it at the store and I'm taking it this week. No, I'm picking it up this week. Yeah, I think this was like $6.99 or $8.99. It was up there in price. So let's just say it was $8. Okay. I mean, stores are getting it for 4. They had to buy 50 copies. So I got to dump $200 in Godzilla books that they're hoping they're going to sell. They have to sell at least half just to break even on the sale price. That's not covering their burden rate, which is rent, employees, lights, heat, bags, boards. I don't know if that many stores ordered 50 copies of Godzilla's 70th anniversary. So I still wouldn't want to spend $300 on it. I'd wait a couple months. I think this is going to come down a little bit in price. It's a cool cover, but they're always coming out with the Godzilla series. And it's the 70th anniversary. Well, in 5 years, you'll have the 75th anniversary, then the 80th. So how much is the 60th anniversary or 65th anniversary selling for right now? Moving on to number 5. We're going to have a few X-Men books here in a row. The X-Men number 25, Magneto rips the adamantium from Wolverine's skeleton. Oof, oof, oof. One heck of a cover there. uh, Almost what you see on the show, except for the fact that Gambit's not there. But it is kind of similar. Well, no, sorry, let me take that back. You don't have Quicksilver. Uh, no, it's not the cover. Never mind. Forget everything I just said. um, okay, so we've got, sorry, $15, $30. But this is a book that's, no, come on, 9.8 sold for $100. 9.8 would sell for $100 if a raw was 30. 9.6 for 90, and 9.2 sold for 103. Prices are, this is like one of your biggest FOMOs right now. This is going to drop down between the off season. Then it's going to pick back up again when you see the Bone Claw Wolverine in season 2. Then when his adamantium gets put back into his system, this book is just going to drop like a dang stone. If you have any copies of this, sell it. Don't buy it at these prices. If you think you want to speculate on a resurgence in season 2, wait 3-4 months. This will drop down. Next one on the list, we've got, speaking of books on their way down, first full appearance of Onslaught. Man, even I was convinced we were getting Onslaught. Well, we didn't. We're not going to. It's not going to happen. I'm glad it wasn't a great storyline. All right. This was one of the biggest speculations for the finale of X-Men 97. And I see current trend down 15%. And it's going to be more than that. Highest known. Let's see what the sales data was for Raws. I think that's a good tell. What were the near mints selling for? 35, 20, 20, 25, 30, 35, 19, 11, 12. Gee, can you see the spot where everybody figured out we're not getting an Onslaught where it dropped 60%? And this book will continue to drop even more. So if you have one, if you haven't sold it now, try to before it just loses all value. If you want one, wait another couple of weeks. This is going to hit a absolute bottom where everybody's dumping it, and then it might have some value going up a little bit, where it's going to be more like a, hey, remember that time that we speculated on this? But, and I'll be honest, I almost pulled the trigger on getting one of these books. I was that sure we were going to get it, but I didn't. I'm good. High grade raw right now, I don't think you should spend more than 10. If you want to wait a couple of weeks, you'll probably get it down to like 7 or 8. I wouldn't even bother grading this book. The 9.8, I don't think is worth getting it. So I'm just going to avoid that one. Coming in number 3, Wolverine issue number 75, 93 from 1993. We have first appearance of Wolverine's Bone Claws. Mine cost about 30 cents. I'm still okay. Yeah. Well, that time period, they just printed so many books. The paper quality wasn't great. They were shoving holograms on everything, like you see here, just to try to sell them. This is when Marvel was almost on the verge of bankruptcy. They weren't coming out with great stories. Don't tell him that. There's still 2 more books. I don't want him to leave early. Comic Vet, hey, how's it going up in Canada, my friend? But first appearance of Wolverine's Bone Claws. This is going to have its best spike probably. I want to say when season 2, when you see it, but they might even put it in the trailer. So if they put it in the trailer, Wolverine extending his claws and you see Bone Claws, that is going to be the highest pinnacle spike of this book. If they don't have it in the trailer, then it'll be in the episode that they do that. After that, it's going to be a nosedive. All right. So if you're not somebody who wants to buy a book and try to time it perfectly to sell, then don't even bother getting this book. Um, if you are somebody that's good at that, and I'm not, then right now, $12, even that's kind of high. $11, $14, 85 for 9.8. Those are kind of high for this book. It's just, again, too way too overprinted. Even if someone likes Visions likes a hologram, hey, I love the holograms too. I would actually cut the dang book and, and put the hologram, like tape it to my notebook or something. Yes, the gimmick age, absolutely. Um, yeah. Overall, me personally, I would avoid the book. If you're somebody that can play that market, like somebody playing penny stocks, then give it another 2 months. Wait till it comes down to $7, $8. It's not going to drop down to 30 cents like Larry had it, but it will drop from this as other things populate the top 20 list. And then you might be able to make a profit off of it if that's what you like to do. Coming in number two, we've got the X Men '97 Todd Knock regular from March of 2024. And I bought a copy of this. It's in that box somewhere. I got to go through and find it. It I think this is quantity of books sold. No, we've got not near mint selling for 20 in the raw, 9.8s, 158s, and 14 for near mint 9.6 to 10. I personally think that a lot of times you're going to see near mint 9.0 to 9.4 selling higher than 9.6 to 9.10. And the reason for that is you have a lot of sellers on eBay that have developed a very strong reputation for selling 9.8 quality books, but they only put that in a description. I will only guarantee 9.4. And then people get the books, they press them, clean them, send them off, get 9.8s, and they're like, oh, wow, this came back even better than he anticipated. I'm going to buy from that seller all the time. You get a seller saying this is a 9.8, you get a 9.6, you'll never buy from that guy again. So it's always better to underestimate the grades of your books when you're trying to please customers. Um, I think the only reason that this is going up right now is as opposed to why it didn't go up in March. Well, two reasons. One, Ultimate Universe, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate everything was just dominating everybody's attention back in March. Two, people are just sitting back realizing the entire X-Men '97 series that they just watched going, that was freaking amazing, man. And hey, didn't they make a book back in March? I got to get that. So, quantity of sales, yeah, I think that this may actually even have a little bit more to go up in the next week, but I think it'll die down a little bit for the off season. And they printed a lot of these things. I don't think that this book is going to, it's not going to be your next $100 book. I'll just say that. It's a cool book to have, but I wouldn't spend 20 on it. I'm thinking 14. I'd be looking for a deal for 14 because there's a lot of them. I guarantee there's still stores that have them that are trying to sell them. And then in between seasons, 10. My thought. All right, coming in number one, most confusing book of the list for me, Doom, the regular cover A. Doom. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got one because I was like, oh, new Doom book. Okay, let me see what it is. Giant size one shot, $7. Okay. And I honestly, what I try to do when I get the giveaway books is I try to get a Marvel, a DC, and two independents. And I honestly try to get what I think will be the best book that week. The Marvel book, I got the separation anxiety from Venom, the cover A. So, I mean, I got a Doom for myself, but I didn't think that I thought the Venom would be better. That's why I put that in the giveaway. Otherwise, if I would have thought this, I would have got second copy of this for the giveaway. Um, maybe the story is good, but yeah, possibly. I guess I haven't read it yet. Now, what I will say is, I saw this list. I started going through it about 7:30, so I gave myself a half an hour to the last 20 minutes was me going through eBay listings on this book. And there are current bids over 20 bucks on this book. There's one guy that's out of Ohio on eBay. He has them for $20 each. Buy it now with a 6.99 shipping or 6.95 shipping. And you can buy multiple. And he has 11 left before the show. I mean, he had 19 sold. So he had 30 total. So if you happen to see it and you want one for 20 bucks, 6.95 shipping, go ahead and get it. And if you bought all 11, it's 11.73 shipping. Checked. Oh, we got a big comment here. Even cornered to my last breath, I remain who and what I am. I will not hide nor tremble nor beg. Let them come and reckon with fury that is doomed defiant. Here I stand, Hellhorde. Yo, is that a quote from this series? No doubt. But is this a quote from this series, or is this a quote from a different Doom series or something else? I mean, did you copy and paste it, or did you have that in memory? I gotta know that too. Because honestly, if this is what's rattling around inside your brain, you're making me worry. Okay. Dude, anybody that can quote that much from Doom is somebody you don't want to meet in the dark alley. And I let him in my car one time. Oh shit. All right. So the price being said, there's a lot of listings on eBay for this thing. But there was a lot of listings for Ultimate Spider-Man too. I think are we at the point now where once every 2 months we're going to get a book that the market will just decide it's super hot? Okay, the fact that you knew that, you have now been added to my list of I'm not meeting you in a dark alley. Okay? Dang, man. I read comics a lot too my entire life. I couldn't tell you like off the top of my head, oh yeah, that was X-Men number 165. Okay, then I don't want to meet Google in the dark alley. Happy? All right. There's a lot of listings on this. People are going to be rushing these through for fast track to get 9.8s are going to be selling for 150. Now, I don't know if this is going to come down or not. Jeez. I can't say this is like a certain sale that went too high. Everybody's paying this right now. And I think when I was there last week and I was there almost at store closing, they still had a copy. I think they had a copy, or this might have been the last copy off the wall. I don't know. I think they still had a copy or two on the wall. So it's not like like hordes of people running in and going, oh, "Gotta buy the Doom," and they disappeared by 11:30 in the morning. I don't know. It might be that people, that everybody pre-ordered the Adi Granov, which is not selling anywhere near this. It's selling for 1/3 the price because they like the look of that cover more. And maybe this is one of those instances where the cover A is a lower print because the other covers are so cool. I'm gonna have to wait till next week to see where this goes. All right, it's time for my gun to the head and rubber band to the butt. My gun to the head pick is the book that I think, based on today's prices, I would buy, and even if I think all 20 are going to go down in value, which one do I think is going to go down the least in value? All right. Well, I'm going to pull my prerogative in older books because my gun to the head pick is absolutely, without a doubt, The Avengers, number 64, first appearance of Barney Barton. And of course, I'm not going for a 9.8, but if I found a 9.4 equivalent Fair market value 49, most recent sale 38. If I found a 9.4 Silver Age Avengers with a cover with that much black on it for 38 bucks, even fair market value 49, I'm buying it. Spine that looks that good on a 1969 comic book? Dude, my spine is from 1968 and it don't look that good. That would be the book. Even if, like I said, even if Barney Barton turns out to be nothing, to get a high grade Silver Age main title, I would do that. It's not on the list. I know she's the queen. But this would be my gun to the head. I love those really high grade raws. I'm not willing to spend 275 for a 9.4 graded if I can get a raw for 38. Because sometimes you get that 9.4, you clean a little, you press it a little bit, you get a 9.6. Heck, even if I got a 9.2, it's still come out in the long run better. So yeah, I would look for that. My rubber band to the butt. Worst possible investment book here. And we had a couple. Oh, nope, 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 nope. I know what it is. It's actually the one right before this in the list. Mad Max Fury Road Furiosa. Movie's coming out this week. I don't care. It doesn't matter what it is. This is a dollar bin book from 2015 to 2023. Now it's a $20 book because the movie's coming out. And as soon as this movie's over, even if it comes out on Blu-ray, DVD, streaming, I don't care. Once the movie's over and done with, this is dropping back down. It is not going to be 20 bucks. It's going to drop back down to $3. This is going to lose all its value within 2 months. Please, please, please do not invest in this book. Well, I mean, could have been worse. It could have said Howard the Duck is queen. So that is my take. And I did it again. I don't know why. I don't know why. I keep doing that. That's my rubber band. That's my gun to the head pick. And that is my rubber band to the butt. And thanks so much for joining. Really appreciate you guys being here and helping me out, sorting a lot of this stuff out and giving me your opinions on it and quoting those Dr. Dooms. So I'll have nightmares tonight. Thank you. I got people subscribed to my channel that are homicidal maniacs. I know it. I know it. Well, you know what? If you're gonna know a homicidal maniac, at least if he's your friend, you're doing good. If he's your enemy, that's the problem. All right, so let's wrap this up, guys. Thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. Like Tiago said earlier on, click on those notifications so you know when the new videos are dropping. Wednesday's new comic book day. Don't forget to join us. We got books to give away. Nothing as good as Rob's Fast Stacks of Comics gives away every single week, but I try. And if you can help to support the channel, Patreon is /Timohana. And here, YouTube members, both of them have just nominal $3 a month fee just to help cover some of the expenses, cover the shipping of the books to you guys. And till I see you in the next video, though, mahalo.